Today, American and Iranian officials completed their first round of talks in Muscat, Oman, a meeting many hoped would prevent war. The talks happened, ended positively, and both sides agreed to continue, but no deals were reached and big disagreements remain. The talks started at 10 a.m. in Muscat and ran several hours with 2 rounds of discussions. The American and Iranian teams sat in separate rooms at a palace outside the city. Oman's foreign minister walked between them carrying messages. That's called shuttle diplomacy, used when tensions are too high for direct meetings. The US sent Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, and Admiral Brad Cooper. Iran sent Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. After the talks, Araghchi called it a very good start, with a positive atmosphere.
We managed to talk with each other. I think our negotiation with the US delegation was, in fact, done in a good atmosphere. We were able to exchange our viewpoints, to express our concerns and our interests for a possible deal between the 2 sides on our nuclear question. I think it was a good start, a good beginning.
Both sides will consult their capitals and meet again in the coming weeks. No agreement signed, but they're still talking, and that matters. Here's the issue: they can't agree on what to discuss. Iran says focus only on the nuclear program and sanctions. Limit uranium enrichment, lift sanctions, done. The US says we need 4 things: stop enriching uranium completely, limit ballistic missiles, stop backing militant groups like Hezbollah and the Houthis, and address human rights violations from last month's protest crackdown. Iran calls missiles and regional alliances red lines, totally off limits. That's the gap they're trying to bridge. Let me break down the nuclear part, because it's at the heart of this. Uranium enrichment increases the concentration of U-235, the type needed for nuclear reactions. For power plants, you need 3 to 5% enrichment. For a nuclear weapon, you need 90% or higher. Iran is currently enriching to 60%. That's very close to weapons grade, and that's what worries the US and its allies. There's a term called breakout time, how long it would take Iran to produce enough material for 1 bomb. Right now, just a few weeks. That's why this feels urgent. This goes back to 2015. Iran signed a nuclear deal with the US, Europe, Russia, and China. Iran agreed to limit enrichment to 3.67% and allow inspectors in. In return, sanctions were lifted. It worked. Breakout time went from 2 to 3 months to over a year. But in 2018, President Trump pulled out and reimposed harsh sanctions. Iran responded by breaking the limits, enriching to 60%, installing more centrifuges, blocking inspectors. Tensions kept rising. Last June, there was a 12-day conflict with US and Israeli strikes on Iranian sites. Then this week, just 3 days ago, a US jet shot down an Iranian drone near our aircraft carrier. Iranian boats tried to seize a US oil tanker in the Strait of Hormuz. These incidents showed how close we are to accidental war. These talks almost didn't happen. They were supposed to be in Istanbul with regional observers. Iran refused. They wanted Oman, no observers, just US-Iran talks. The US almost walked away. 9 Middle Eastern countries, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Turkey, lobbied hard to keep the talks alive. They know war between the US and Iran would spread, disrupt oil shipping, and damage their economies. That pressure worked. Both sides showed up today. There are 3 paths forward. Best case, an interim deal. Iran caps enrichment at 20%. US eases some sanctions. This extends breakout time from weeks to months, stabilizes the region, and builds trust for bigger talks. Most likely, stalemate. Talks continue, but no resolution. US keeps sanctions. Iran keeps advancing its program slowly. Tensions stay high, but no immediate war, though incidents could still escalate. Worst case, collapse. US strikes Iranian nuclear sites. Iran closes the Strait of Hormuz or rushes to weapons-grade enrichment. Regional war. Oil hits $150 per barrel. Global economic crisis. Israel, Saudi Arabia, possibly Russia and China get involved. Right now, the stalemate looks most likely. You might wonder, why does this matter here? The Strait of Hormuz carries 20% of the world's oil. If Iran closes it, oil prices surge everywhere. Fuel costs in Kenya rise. Transportation gets expensive. Food prices go up because everything depends on fuel. A nuclear-armed Iran could trigger an arms race. Other Middle Eastern countries pursuing their own weapons. And Middle East instability affects global trade, migration and peacekeeping that involve African nations. This has local consequences. The 2015 deal offers lessons. What worked, Iran complied, inspectors verified it, and the program was delayed significantly. What failed? Some restrictions expired after 10 to 15 years. The deal didn't cover missiles or regional conflicts. When Trump pulled out in 2018, it showed these agreements can be fragile. So narrow deals focusing only on nukes often miss root causes. But comprehensive deals are harder because everyone has more red lines. Here's where we are. The Muscat talks ended positively. Both sides say the atmosphere was constructive. They'll consult their governments and meet again soon. But obstacles remain. Iran wants nuclear-only talks. The US wants a broader deal. Neither has budged on their red lines. That they're talking after coming so close to conflict just days ago is meaningful. Diplomacy has a chance. War isn't inevitable yet. The next round will be crucial.